Hey, is this current self? Hey, look, man, it is current self. Hey, you're gray today. So gray. It's gray outside. See? Looks like a lot of green to me. So, what'd you just do? Oh, my goodness. What did I just do? I just watched from the. See, and I'm trying to explain, like when I say I'm on the other side, which side am I actually talking about? It's not very clear. So, how can you be even more clear than before? So, you watch something, so you record something. So, life is an experience in the biosector, in the solid phase. How do you describe the solid phase? How do you describe the human experience? Why would you even do this? So, if you work with your fellow carbon, and carbon connects with the cannabinoid. Yeah, what was that word? Yeah, I can't even say it. It's so crazy. And those are locked in within the bios within your they're contained within you. Chemical compounds that occur naturally to give you an experience of clarity. So, if you combine an outside substance that supersizes this, it can either go good, and what is good? So it just, you can amass patterns into logic that makes sense for the unit to have an experience of something. So, what I found out yesterday is I found blue energy for the first time that it totally recognized the counterforce, which is not a meta energy. So, part of the narrative on after death. So after death, that'd be AD. So after death, if the single unit awakens, which you would hope to be true if you want it to be true. So the human experience, all that is doing, at some point you awaken to whatever you believe your truth, your core beliefs are. And once you can assimilate your core belief into a narrative of other, because you can have a single narrative, and if it's detailed to a point, then whenever you experience interplay with other, they're going to bring their experience into your field. And once that happens, then collective rules are in play. And why is that even something that the unit has to deal with? Is because once you are solidified in your true nature, your true, you're awake, you're aware, and you have thrown so many things into autopilot that you don't even deal with them. So autopilot could be another way of saying I'm putting those in Bayesian, and once you Bayesian something, and I have to make sure that I'm using this correctly, because the word Bayesian just means that smarter people before you have chosen the most appropriate, most what's the best word? The best truth given the data at the time. So, just like anything, I am smarter than some very smart people that has come before me, only because of Bayesian thought process. Because I can then focus what is creating a experience for the Am I as smart as, people that I deal with? Well, some yes, some like, man, I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. But all you have to do is scale out and go, okay, smarty pants. What happens to your unit after you have no more unit? And they'll be like, see, so for whatever reason, I think that's kind of cool because all I'm doing is extending a thought process out, and I'm going where no human has gone. I've created a unit. Not a unit. I've created an atmosphere. Atmosphere is a good word too. So why can't humans, on every single word that is uttered, put a color to it? You're like, well, what? Well, hey, because look, if you can go 7 colors, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to the multis. The multis. Yeah, I want to be a multicolor. I don't want to be segmented into one thought. Or I want the thought to be hierarchical. Easy for him to say or not. Look at this. Jesus Christ. You would think that if you lose hair, well, then you would have to say, why do some humans have hair on their head and some just, they go, he's bald. And you go, I don't know. And at some point, you're like, hey, look at him. He's bald. He's an old fart. Okay, so yesterday, look, there was a big connection. So again, another experience, some of it. So if you're not on the spectrum, you are on the spectrum. You're just probably solidified. Your plot of land is good. Your belief system is solid. That's good. So if you combine with a chemical, then it can blow your solidness up, and then what? And then you're like going, am I good? Is my plot of land just what I'm gonna do? And then you get that feeling where the cool thing is almost every human can wake up and then they go, holy mackerel, this is too much. At some point, because I've said this many times, sorry, I'm going to repeat it, but how much do you know? And I'm like, too much. How much information is at your access that I can actually process into a pattern? Too much. So you have to put it in a high level patterning system that then allows you to take every piece of information and go, I'm going to put this piece and I'm going to sector it here, and it doesn't really affect my day-to-day, whatever my day-to-day is. Because then you'd have to, so what I also noticed yesterday, you can't take a thought and you can't necessarily take that thought to a conclusion. And so there's all kinds of things there. And so as someone that actually originated all the thoughts, and I can't even keep up, I'm like, oh, that poor bastard. He's out of, he's too chaotic. And so that's where they call it manic. It's just too much stuff. You're not clear on what you're doing, because what's happening is when you wake up and you have different signals of information, until you can actually put them where they need to be in the order of which you need to recognize the hierarchy of that signal, it just then becomes chaos. See, so which then of course chaos makes sense, which is the opposite of order.